Hello everybody, how are you? I don't know which way this is filming. I have the new iPhone 10 Max and sometimes it makes me do a portrait, other times not, so we'll see. I want to talk to you today about celebrating. We were out today celebrating someone on our team who's been here 12 years. Yay, 12 years! And so we went out to Angry Crab and celebrated, and Angry Crab is amazing seafood. And it comes in bags and they throw it on a table, you can't go wrong. But it made me think, you know, do you take time to celebrate your milestones? And they don't have to be big milestones. They don't have to be a 12-year anniversary. It could be the fact that you made it through today happy and in a great mood. Or you accomplished your goals. As we shift more toward, thinking to 2019, we start thinking about goals. And every time you achieve a goal, you have to celebrate. Because if you don't celebrate, then what's the point? You've got to take a moment and say, wow, who knew? I mean, I'm sure Crystal's like, who knew I was there 12 years? And you absolutely know she thinks it's the best job ever with the best boss ever. I mean, seriously. But it's the little increments too. It's the, going after your dream. It's the applying for the job. It's taking the steps necessary. It could be, I'm baking pie tomorrow. For those of you that know me, I don't know how to cook at all, especially bake. So I'm baking a pie, and no matter how the pie comes out, I will celebrate it because I stepped out of my comfort zone. So it can be the little milestones. It could be the milestone of when I go golfing with a friend of mine who's a 4 handicap, and I'm like an 18, and I'll drive her, which happens about once a year, or I do better on a hole than she does. I celebrate that because you have to celebrate every step of the way. And if you don't celebrate the little stuff, you won't celebrate the big stuff. And the big stuff is the quan. The big stuff is the makes it all worthwhile. But man, I love the little steps. I love the getting on a scale and being like, wow, I lost 3 pounds this week. Sure, it's great to step back and say I lost 80 pounds, or, I was a size 22 and now I'm a size, 10. That's great, the big picture, but take time to celebrate the little stuff. And more importantly, take time to celebrate you. We get so caught up celebrating everybody else's accomplishments and kind of get caught up in thinking, man, 12 years, that's quite an accomplishment. You must be a really great deputy director to be able to stay there for 12 years. But does Crystal really sit back and think, you know what, I've done a good job. Look at this association since I've been here. We get away from that. I don't know if it's because we feel like we shouldn't celebrate ourselves because we're always told don't shine a spotlight on yourself, or, it's being a little ego, a little, bougie, being all celebratory of yourself. But it isn't, because if you don't celebrate yourself, who will? I mean, how many times you sat around and you accomplished something great and you look around and you think, come on, you guys, y'all know I've been here 12 years, or y'all know I've done this or that. But nobody's celebrating because you never celebrated, and you go home all disappointed. Because it's like, that was a big milestone. That was my birthday, my anniversary. I ran for 3 miles today, or I figured out how to change the font on my website. Yeah, I made it through the day without yelling at somebody. Celebrate you. Don't wait for other people to celebrate you, because other people may not know what's important to you. They may miss the flag that says, man, this anniversary is really important to me. Or, this accomplishment means so much to me that you guys will never know, and they probably won't because you haven't told them. So take time, celebrate yourself, but let people know what you're celebrating. I always say that Facebook does a lot of, false bravado on there. There's a lot of not so truths. I talk about when I was in Disneyland 2-3 weeks ago, and this lady was in downtown Disney, not in Disneyland, in downtown Disney, coiffed. And she's taking, she has a selfie stick and she's taking a video of herself. And clearly she thinks, or she is an influencer, I don't know. But I was close enough that I could hear her. And she, keyword coiffed. It was an overcast day, probably 70 in Disneyland. And we're in downtown Disney. She's like, I just got off the ride at Splash Mountain. I got a little wet. And I wanted to look at her and say, you're not even close to Splash Mountain. Hell, you're not even in a park. But that's sometimes how Facebook is. But you have to move past that BS and be able to put down, hey, my page, my personal profile, I keep it very locked down to just my friends. So when I get on there and it's like, hey man, I just did this and I am so excited, that I know my friends will know this is legit. So celebrate yourself. Take time to tell everybody this is great, this is your birthday, this is whatever is a meaningful moment to you. Let people know. Because otherwise you'll go home and you'll be like, man, today really meant a lot today to me. You know, today was, you know, my 20th anniversary of getting out of the military, and the military meant this to me. Or, you know, today was a passing of somebody. You've got to let people know. Because people, if they're your friends, they really want to celebrate with you and they want to support you, but let them know. I mean, there's something to say for celebrating alone, especially on milestones I have some milestones that are deeply personal that I don't tell anybody. You know, I probably haven't even told my husband some of my milestones because they're me. They're personal to me. And it's a part of who I am. And I don't necessarily need to share that with the world. It's a change that I have made to myself that I celebrate. But sometimes, you know, the other changes I made to myself, I used to be the world's worst CEO. Trust me, I was the world's worst leader ever to walk on the face of this earth. And I think, you know, I've turned it around, and I think I'm a pretty good boss. So I take time to celebrate that, and I ask all my team to celebrate that as well. But anyway, celebrate who you are, celebrate your milestones. As we go into the holidays, you know, it's great to look at your family and celebrate the moments and times with them. And don't be shy to say, hey guys, let's put the spotlight on me. Let's celebrate me. Don't be embarrassed to do that. Don't be afraid to do that. And don't wait for people. Don't wait for permission. Don't ask permission to celebrate you. To celebrate you. Each one of you guys, each one of us is special. We're here for a very special reason. Each of you has your own gift. Each of you has your own purpose. Each of you has your own uniqueness. And the world's not going to know if you don't celebrate and share with them. So I hope this video helped you guys out a lot. As you know what I say, sharing is caring. Share this out with all your friends, neighbors, and loved ones. If you have any questions, let me know. If you're on my YouTube channel, please give me a subscribe. I'm up to 27. Whew. At 100, I get my own domain. At this rate, YouTube will be gone before I get to 100. But I look forward to talking to you guys all. Have a great day, and here's to love and gold dust in the earth. Bye-bye, y'all.